Hello and welcome to Clarion Call. An office divided against itself cannot stand. When you see a government office, government agency, ministry or department funded by the government of the land, maybe the government of local government or a level of state government or even a level of the central government, they want to bring up the idea of setting up a government agency or ministry or department or just an office, a special office funded by the government. They have certain goals in mind, the roles that office is going to play on behalf of the government. Then they present this thing as a proposal before the local assembly, maybe at level of the local government or the state or even the federal parliament. The parliamentarians sit and see the need, if there are, why this office or ministry or department or agency should be formed, created, and why it should be funded by the government. Having seen that there are certain roles they are going to play. Government in a business minded setting believe that the activities of this office, new office they propose, is going to yield more result to the gross domestic product of that government. So if you look very well, whether you are at the level of primary schools, or secondary schools, or colleges of education, teacher training centers, they are trying to push out some quality education into some people. Perhaps specifically now, if we look at the colleges of education, they are trying to produce more teachers to fill up the gap that is left behind by the retiring teachers. And some of these teachers can even travel abroad. They work, they send money home. All of them contribute to the economy of the government. If that office is going to be into maybe development of military software, you see that software that they're going to develop, they're going to sell it to certain military outfits, government or private, in certain other areas of the world. If that government office is going to go into educational research, it's going to improve the educational quality of education in the government. If it's been they're going to go into agricultural research program, it's going to improve the agricultural crop yield, animal husbandry, and the rest in that economy. And by way of that, agriculture will now proof push up the gross domestic product of that government. So you see that government does not joke. They have clear-cut, business-minded goals at hand. It's only some politicians who want to serve their own purposes that thwart the effort of government. You see, government is facing direction A. With these set goals, with these one, two, three set goals placed into the roles of this new agency, we are going to achieve this result. But some politicians in that office, any office you form, some politicians will creep into that office and form political blocks in that office. Before you know, you start seeing this is so and so group, this is so and so group, this is so and so group in this office. New office that was formed just a year or two, they have taken over to serve their own private needs. And at last you see, what is this their private need? Very petty needs. Some of them just want people of their own tribe to be in that office. That need now, that need, maybe I am a big man in government or in politics. I just want my people, the people of my tribe to dominate that office. At last, government every month, government pays salary, they are well paid, they eat. That is my own goal. That is my interest in that office. Compare it with the interest of government that wants to say, oh, we're going to produce military software in this program. And if we do it very well, if we recruit the best hands on the job, we're going to get very good, high quality, highly competitive military softwares that can be sold to other parts of the world. If that office is into maybe um, economic or business research or business laboratories or business software production, they will see that that office will generate huge revenue for the government. That aspect of generating huge revenue for the government versus my own aspect of using that government office to feed the people of my village. Which one is more important to Nigeria? The option where Nigeria will gain billions and billions of dollars from this project is better to Nigeria or for Nigeria than the one I have as a selfish interest to use government funding through that office to pay people of my village. And at last, when they pay salary, they smile home and buy chicken and eat. How does that affect the positive growth of Nigeria? In fact, it's a negative impact. The people that generated some of these things we use today, this thing we call automated teller machine, the company and the government that owns that company or where that company is located, that produced automatic teller machine um, concept, they are still selling. Go and check very well, browse and check. They are still selling and making billions and billions, hundreds of billions of dollars year after year. It's now people are trying to catch up and say, let us do our own so that all of you people will not be taking money from the whole world. That is the idea of ingenuity. If you're able to produce what others don't have, you become very competitive. You sell your products. Some countries are known for producing very good, high quality stuff for some other countries on earth. So if you are interested in science in your country, you can develop science laboratories, science teachers, sophisticated science program, and before you know it, you dominate the science arena in the world if you are interested. That's why you see some people are more interested in space technology, some are interested in software, maybe automobiles, production of cars, some are interested in producing aeroplanes, some are interested in producing this and that because different governments want to find out what they can produce to buy to sell to other people. That's how they get money. That's why you see some countries as small as some states in some other countries. A country as small as one state in another country is generating more than what that country can generate. Country A, it has a very small population, very small land mass, but they generate a lot because production is not all about land mass. Can generate, I've mentioned many things, can generate business things, can generate engineering tools, can generate engineering machines, can generate computer software. You sell to millions and billions of people on earth, you make a lot of money. So the idea of the politicians using government fund to serve their own interest, their petty interest of making people from their village or their tribe to dominate such offices. This thing happens in local governments, happens in states, happens in even in federal government settings. And it actually thwarts the effort of the government. The government on their own, they want to plan something good and they are planning it. But some funny politicians, they thwart the effort of government. So the idea of this topic is if we can, as a country, eradicate or reduce to the barest minimum this thing called division, political division in offices, if we can reduce it to the barest minimum or eliminate it if possible, we will do much better. Productivity from those offices being funded by government will skyrocket because actually they have everything at hand. What what they need is just cooperation. All hands must be on deck. All hands should be on deck harmoniously. If all hands are at every other one another's neck, all hands are working. But where are they? On the neck of other people. Mr. A has his hands on Mr. B's neck. Mr. B has his hands on Mr. A's neck. Mr. C has his hands working but actively on Mr. D's neck. Mr. D has his hands actively working but on Mr. C's neck. They're not working. They are causing confusion. At last, what you see, there will be no result in those offices. That's why you see some companies are running well, maybe private owned, then some companies that are government owned are not running well. You see a broadcasting house may be generating millions and billions of naira every year. They're able to pay their workers good salaries. Some people they employ, they pay them very well. Otherwise, bigger corporate bodies will snatch them away from them. Then you see some government funded broadcasting houses. They can't even do anything if not for government subvention. They cannot pay their workers, let alone profit. You ask, what is the difference between this commercial private owned broadcast house and this government owned broadcasting house? The difference is clear. One uses the best hands on the job, and because there's the competition there is less, their eyes are clear. They will buy the best tools, they buy the best machines, they go for the best or the near best so that their output can be improved. But the government funded office, if you tell them you have to buy this mast, so and so amount of money so that it will work well, one person will go and buy a dead mast, furnish it with paint, connect some things, ensure it works on the day of commissioning. Governor will come, they'll deceive him. The thing is now working. They light it up everywhere, it's well lit, it's working. After some days, it stops working. That's what you see in government. So until these people are removed or their effects are stopped in our offices, we go nowhere. We are crying we don't have enough money. The reality on ground pushes our leaders, our governors, our presidents to go and borrow money elsewhere. Whereas over time, we could have generated what people will come here and borrow from. The idea should be clear to us. As I speak, I do not speak to people who are far older than me. I do not speak to even the current leaders. They have come. Let them do their own game. Just give them time to do their best. They will do their best. Although some people will not agree, some people will say their best is not enough, but let them do their best with the minimal distractions. The people I'm talking to are future leaders in this country. If you are somebody who has not entered government, if you are somebody who listens to innovative ideas, if you are somebody like me who listens to people, then you should listen to this talk. It's not empty talk. What will guide our government in the future is mentality of our leaders. Mentality. How do our leaders think? What happened before? And maybe what's happening now in certain areas of the country may show you that the right mentality is needed. We need to have people who are profit driven. A government, though it's a government, but it's a business minded setup. You don't set up a government project to go and make zero profit or to go and make negative impact. No. You set up a government project to go and create not just positive impact, competitive, high standard impact. Very impacting program in terms of the nature of the job, in terms of the output, in terms of your contribution to the gross domestic product of that country. If you're not able to do that, then the idea of that government spending a lot to do research, trying to find out how they can present your case to the legislative house, trying to make sure they win the force or the help they make the parliament to give them the the opportunity to run this office, those efforts were wasted. That's what you see when your government, when your office is not producing enough. Governments are asking questions. Should you continue or should you cancel this project? Many persons who are business minded will tell you, just give them time. A year or two or three, they're not improving after some support from you, cancel the project because there's actually no need for a government to continue to fund a project that is not yielding result. There's no need. that means there is something wrong with the thinking that brought up that office, or the running of that office is faulty all along. It needs to be given a rethinking, it needs to be given a reappraisal, and in some cases, we need to close those offices. This idea of fights in offices distracts the main reason why these offices were made or created. Let our offices run the way they should run. Somebody will say, why don't you get maybe management partners to take over the management aspect of some of these offices? And I will say yes, because some of these offices can run well when you say they are being managed by management partners. You bring in management partners, government owns like 70 or 80% of the profit at last. These management partners take 20%. Since they know that their own role is not being equated with money but with percentage, they will fight. The management partners will work very well to reduce redundancy, to reduce losses, to cut cost, and make sure that profit is what is driving them, because it is 20% or 10% of that profit that is generated at last that becomes their own. That idea is a very good one. I accept it, but not many accept it. We pray that someday our great country will get to be run by idealistic people like you. Just as you have finished this video, it means you are idealistic. It means you are full of ideas. One day, you too will become local government chairman, become governor, even become president of this country and run it very well. Thank you for listening. God bless you.